You know how we sometimes see public figures who build up this perfect, squeaky clean image, and then one little thing happens and the whole thing just comes crashing down? Well, today we're diving into that exact idea with a classic short story by the one and only Munshi Premchand. It's an incredible tale about a man whose carefully crafted mask of virtue gets shattered in the most unexpected way you can imagine.
So this is really the big question at the heart of the story. Just how fragile is a perfect reputation? We're about to see what happens when a man who seems like a living saint gets put to the ultimate test. How quickly can a hero turn into a hypocrite in front of the very people who looked up to him?
All right, so let's meet our protagonist. His name is Mahashar Yashodanand, and right now, he is the man of the hour. Not just in his town, his name is on everyone's lips across the entire province, and it's all for one very specific, very noble reason.
And the praise is just relentless. We're talking editorials in the newspapers. His mailbox is literally overflowing with letters congratulating him. Everyone is calling him a true social reformer, a real pioneer. So what's all the fuss about? Well, he's taken this huge public stand against the dowry system.
And let's be really clear about what a huge deal this was. For his son's wedding, an educated son, mind you, he could have easily asked for a dowry of 20,000 rupees. That was a massive, life-changing amount of money back then. But what did he do? He stood up and publicly declared he wouldn't take a single rupee. And that, right there, is what made him a legend.
So, now we're at the engagement ceremony. Just picture it. All the most respected people in the city are there, there's music playing, and every single eye is on Mahashar Yashodanand. At this moment, his reputation is at its absolute peak. He's untouchable.
His friends, his peers, they're practically worshiping him. To them, he's the one guy who didn't just talk about making a change, he actually did it. They see him as the real deal, the one who planted a flag for everyone else to follow.
And oh boy, does he lean into it. He gets up and tells this adoring crowd that for him, principles are everything. That money has absolutely no value compared to his convictions. He even says that taking dowry money would cause him so much pain, he might not even survive the shock. He's not just a man of principle, he's playing the part of a saint for his cause. And then comes the big finish to his whole performance. He gets up on this little stage and launches into this long, dramatic, pre-written speech. He talks about the history of dowry, calls it this horrible practice, and then he calls the men who accept it sellers of their own children, basically the lowest of the low. And the crowd? Well, they're eating it up.
Okay, so he's cemented his status as this absolute hero. He decides to take a little victory lap, and this, my friends, is where our story takes a very sudden and honestly a kind of hilarious turn. This is the moment that first tiny crack appears in that perfect, virtuous mask.
To prove that genius just runs in the family, he calls his 7-year-old son, Parmanand, up to the stage. He's supposed to recite this little speech his dad prepared for him. It's a sweet, proud father moment, a final little flourish on a perfect night. What could possibly go wrong?
So the boy, he's smiling, super confident, and he pulls his folded piece of paper out of his pocket and just starts reading. But wait a minute, those aren't the words of a child's speech. The entire room goes quiet. A letter? Who's it to? What is he reading?
And then, boom, the bombshell drops. The little boy's innocent voice reads out probably the most incriminating sentence you could possibly imagine. Secret money? So secret that no one would suspect a thing? Uh-oh, that mask of virtue is starting to tremble.
As the boy keeps reading, the whole disgusting scheme is laid bare. The letter is a secret negotiation with the bride's father. It turns out Yashodanand first asked for 25,000 rupees, but then he graciously offered a 5,000 rupee discount as some kind of act of justice. And the final secret dowry? You guessed it, the exact 20,000 rupees he so virtuously refused in public.
And just like that, everything changes. The feeling in the room goes from complete reverence to stunned silence, and then you start to hear the whispers and the snickers. The saint has just been exposed, live on stage.
Yashodanand, who had stepped away for a second, hears those words, and you can just imagine the blood draining from his face. He rushes the stage, snatches the paper out of his son's hand, and desperately tries to lie his way out of it. He claims it's just a confidential letter from a client, that his son must have picked it up by mistake.
But yeah, it is way too late for that. Nobody is buying it, not for a second.
In fact, one of the guests yells out, "Let him read! This is way more entertaining than any speech." The admiration has completely curdled into pure mockery.
So there it is, laid bare for everyone to see, the two faces of Mahashar Yashodanand.
On the outside, his public mask was this principled hero, this social reformer. But his private face, the one revealed by his own son? Just another greedy hypocrite scheming for a secret payday while everyone praised him. The letter didn't just expose a lie. It ripped the mask off completely.
So what happens now? Well, the fallout from this little revelation is fast and it is brutal. His perfect plan, his perfect reputation, all of it completely undone by one tiny piece of paper he forgot about in a drawer.
The party just dissolves. People start walking out. They don't even wait for the food. You can hear them openly making fun of him, saying things like, "So this is what leadership looks like?" His reputation, built so carefully, is destroyed in a matter of minutes. And who does he blame? Not himself, of course. He just glares at his poor kid, the one who accidentally exposed him. As the guests are leaving, they deliver the final verdict. They're just stunned that such a respected man could be so two-faced, and they're marveling at how close he came to pulling it off. He almost had it all, the secret money and the public fame. He was just a hair's breadth away. And that brings us to the story's original Hindi title, Ik Aanch Ki Kasar. It's just perfect. It basically means you fell short right at the finish line. A plan that gets foiled at the very last second. He had planned everything, every word of that speech, every detail of the secret deal, but he forgot about that one little letter in his desk drawer.
So that leaves us with one final question to think about. Sure, the little boy was the one who read the letter out loud, but was he the one who really unmasked Yashodanand? Or was it the father's own greed and hypocrisy that set a trap he was always going to fall into eventually? It's a pretty powerful reminder that a reputation built on a lie is maybe the most fragile thing in the world.
Hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the masks people wear, do us a favor and hit that like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more explainers that get to the heart of why stories matter. And definitely ring that notification bell. That way, you'll never miss our next discussion on the incredible stories that shape our world. Thanks so much for watching.